Good morning everyone. Today's topic is ordinal utility analysis. In the chapter 2 consumer behavior, we have two approaches. One is cardinal utility analysis, the other one is ordinal utility analysis. Cardinal utility approaches we discussed in the previous one of my videos, where we lack certain things, where in the reality the satisfaction cannot be measured in terms of numbers. So what is the defect we have with the cardinal utility analysis? In this ordinal utility, it has covered with that where the satisfaction cannot be measured in numbers. So how this concept is explained by J.R. Higgs has been given. So we'll start up with, first we'll see what is ordinal utility. So according to ordinal utility concept, utility cannot be measured but can only be compared. Consumer is supposed to rank or order or utility. See here we'll see ordinal utility. So what is ordinal utility means? Where we cannot measure utility means satisfaction. So how the satisfaction is measured? In the previous topic cardinal utility analysis, it says utility is measured. Utility is measured in terms of numbers, but whereas in reality the utility is not measured in terms of numbers, only it is ordered or rank. Such concept is called as ordinal utility analysis. So in this ordinal utility analysis, how the consumer is going to rank or order. For example, we have two commodities. For example, to say mango juice and apple juice. There are two different juices. So in these two different juices, I cannot tell when I consume mango, I got 10 units of satisfaction. When I consume apple, I got 20 units of satisfaction. We cannot measure our satisfaction in terms of numbers. That was disproved by this ordinal utility. Ordinal utility says that compared to mango, here between the mango and apple, we can make comparison which one was better, which is good comparatively between mango and apple. Suppose if I like apple juice, I rank this apple juice as number 1 and I order the mango juice as number 2. So compared to mango, I liked apple juice. That means we are ordering 1 and 2. So that was explained in a ordinal utility. Here we can measure, like we can order and rank our utility. That is what explained in a ordinal utility analysis. So here, for that, to understand this ordinal utility, we have to study about the concept called indifference curve. So what is indifference curve? Here the ordinal utility is explained with the help of a curve. So this ordinal utility which says, under this the indifference curve shows the different combinations of two commodities. Here in the indifference curve we are going to discuss about the two commodities where we have a different combinations in which consumer will get equal satisfaction. So the two commodities will be there. We are going to represent our satisfaction in the form of a curve. In the form of curve, we are going to rank and order. For example, these are the lines which tells this is first, 2 and 3. Like that we are going to rank and we are going to consume two commodities and how we are getting a satisfaction. So that is explained with the help of a indifference curve. So to understand this indifference curve better, we have to study about the properties of indifference curve. So here we have a different properties of indifference curve. So we have many properties, but in that I've chosen only 5 properties of indifference curve. Number 1, it says higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction than a lower indifference curve. Number 2, the indifference curve are downward sloping from left to right. Third, an indifference curve must always be convex to the origin. Number 4, indifference curve cannot intersect each other. Number 5, indifference curve will not touch either x-axis or a y-axis. So let us see how this properties is going to be explained with the help of a diagram. We'll see that one by one. Number 1, indifference curve. A higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction. See here we have OY axis and OX axis. So in the indifference curve I told you 2 commodities. So one commodity is called as good X, another commodity is called as good Y. So for example, good X will keep it as a banana, and good Y we say that as a mango. And here we have 2 commodities called banana and mango. So here the indifference curve which is sloping downward, IC1, IC2, IC3, and here this IC1 curve which is the lower indifference curve. IC2 is greater than this IC1 and IC3 is greater than this IC2. And now we'll see the indifference curve will sloping downward from left to right. Okay, and here we'll get Y commodity, that is mango this much of mango, and so much of banana, that is in the IC1. But compared to IC1, IC2 will get more. IC1 will get only this much, and IC3 compared to that will get more commodities in that, both X and Y commodity. So compared to the IC1, which one is greater? IC3 is greater. So higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction. So we get more satisfaction from IC3 than IC1. That is what explained in this first property of indifference curve. We'll move towards second property, that is the indifference curve are downward sloping from left to right. If you observe the diagram here, the indifference curve starts from the top and it is going towards right side. It is sloping downward. So why the indifference curve have to slope only downward from left to right? What is the reason behind that? In order to get one commodity, as I told you, X commodity is indicating banana, Y commodity is indicating mango. So in order to get one commodity more, another commodity here at this point, I am getting more mango and less banana. So to get more mango, I have to sacrifice banana. Only if I sacrifice banana this much, I'll get more mango. Suppose if I wanted more banana than mangoes, then I can go for another level. If I buy more banana, I'll get less of mango. So in order to get one commodity more, another commodity has to be sacrificed. If I wanted more mango, I have to sacrifice banana. If I wanted more banana, I have to sacrifice mango. In order to get one commodity more, another commodity less, here the indifference curve has to slope downward from left to right. For this we call it as the reason behind this sloping downward is MRS. MRS means marginal rate of substitution. That means in order to sacrifice one commodity more, another commodity has to be sacrificed. In order to get another commodity more, another commodity has to be sacrificed. So this is the reason the indifference curves are sloping downward from left to right. We'll move to the third property, which is called as an indifference curve must always be convex to the origin. Convex means sloping downward from left to right. Okay, so here the curve, it has, as I told you, the reason behind for sloping downward is MRS. Because of marginal rate of substitution, the curve has to slope downward from left to right. So this is called as, this shape of the curve is convex to the origin. Here the curve cannot take a shape of concave. So this is called as concave. The curve, the indifference curve cannot take concave. Why it cannot take concave means, in the indifference curve the MRS should be presented. So MRS should be presented means to get one commodity more, another commodity has to be sacrificed. To get the another commodity more, the another alternative commodity has to be sacrificed. So for this reason, here in this curve, the indifference curve cannot take a concave. Always the indifference curve is convex to the origin. This is another property of indifference curve. Next we will move towards the fourth properties, that is indifference curve cannot intersect each other. Always, as I showed you in the first property, the indifference curve should be moving like this. It should not touch each other. Okay, there must be a gap between each, and the lower indifference curve represents lower level of satisfaction, higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction. Where in this diagram we have two curves, but the two curves doesn't have a combination like this, but instead of that it is cutting each other. It is cutting each other. When it cuts each other, this is, for example, to say IC1, this is IC2. As we know the rule, indifference curve IC1 should show lesser satisfaction, IC2 should show greater satisfaction. But when the two curves are intersecting like this, here the satisfaction level remains constant. This cannot be applicable. Here the curve must have, the one curve should indicate one level of satisfaction, another curve should indicate another level of satisfaction. So in the indifference curve, it must be in the form of like this. It should not intersect, cut. Intersect is nothing but cutting each other. It should not cut each other. If it is cutting each other, it is not the indifference curve. Always it should be at a different, each curve should show the different levels of satisfaction. When it is cutting each other, it cannot be an indifference curve. Number 5, indifference curve will not touch either x-axis or y-axis. In this diagram, we can find the indifference curve, it is touching x-axis. This is y-axis. So this is y and this is x. Here we can see in this diagram, the indifference curve is touching the x-axis. If it is touched the x-axis, that means we are getting the satisfaction of only one commodity, banana. But whereas we don't have anything with mango. So it is giving the satisfaction of one commodity but not the another commodity. In this diagram we'll see, for example, like this. what is happening in the second diagram? The second diagram, it is showing that the indifference curve is touching y-axis. The diagram cannot be like this. The indifference curve should not touch either x-axis or it should not touch any y-axis. If it is touching the y-axis or x-axis, the indifference curve cannot be applicable. The indifference curve always, it must be sloping downward from left to right, but it should not touch x-axis or it should not touch y-axis, because it will represent, whether it is a x-axis or a y-axis, it will represent only one commodity. But according to indifference curve, there are two commodities must be consumed by the consumer. Both the commodities should show the different level of satisfaction. But whereas in this diagram, we can find only one commodity is represented. It cannot be possible in the indifference curve. So like this, we have many properties. In that we have discussed only the 5 important concept. In that, once again I'll go back with the concept. Indifference curve, it shows the combinations of two commodities in which the consumer gets equal satisfaction. So the indifference curve must be always sloping downward from left to right. And we have a different properties. Indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction than a lower indifference curve. The indifference curve are downward sloping from left to right. An indifference curve must always convex to the origin. Indifference curve cannot intersect each other. Indifference curve will not touch either x-axis or y-axis. This only we have discussed with the help of a diagram. Thank you for watching.